Hello and welcome to the first in this series of mini trainings to help you elevate your client experience and improve your business operations to increase your referrals and generate more income. So my name is Kate and I am the Managing Director of Olivier Consultancy. It's an online business management company and client experience is my jam. So I am here to help you, virtual assistants, that maybe you're new to the business and maybe you've been doing it a little while, but you've never really looked at your processes and your procedures. Maybe it's just not your background, you've never done that before and you wouldn't know where to start in the first place. But there's something telling you that you know that you should be doing something because there's a better way of doing it. So today we're going to look at onboarding. A lot of new virtual assistants aren't sure what onboarding means. And the people that have been doing it a little while might have never focused on their onboarding procedure. So onboarding is literally the process of moving your new client through from being a lead, so off of that first discovery call, through to actually working with you. So what happens during that time where you're getting everything signed and sorted. So that's your onboarding process. And as you can see, it's the very beginning of working with you. So it needs to be something that's thought out. It has some strategy behind it, everything's nice and branded, so your onboarding can really shine for you to begin with and start off on that great foot with that new client. So everybody's onboarding procedure might look a little bit different because you might have some forms and questionnaires needing doing for your type of business, but there are some fundamentals to cover. So let's start at the very beginning with that sort of lead entry point start. So how are clients finding you? Are they DMing you through Instagram? Are they finding you through your website, through referrals? So note down your client entry points and work out if you can make them easier for the client. Client experience and client journey should always make the client feel incredible and looked after and, the most VIP person in the world, but they also need to be functional for your business, and it's a constant juggle between the two. So always, when it's functional for your business, so you need to get a call booked, for example, for that discovery call, how easy are you making it for the client? Are you using things like Calendly and Acuity, or are you making them manually go back and forth and play email ping pong to find some availability that works for you both? So just think at every stage, how can you make that better for the client and still serve your business needs? So moving on from the discovery call, then you're going to have the proposal. Now we're still not onboarding because the proposal still is you saying to the client, this is what I can do for you. This is how much it's going to cost. Do you want to continue? So at that point, we're going to cover proposals on another mini training. But at that point, I would always recommend putting together an actual document, getting a template ready and putting together a document that you can switch out the contents for each client, because that's your last chance to really sell yourself rather than just putting a few lines in an email. If it serves your business needs, great, but don't forget you're making the client feel important if you're giving them a proposal to look over. So at that point, they're going to either accept or decline. Now you can have sort of small processes running off your main process that we're going through here. If they decline, well, what happens next? You go back to them in a month, back to them for this, back to them for that. You can have these sort of mini processes running alongside, but ultimately you're then moving on to onboarding. So hopefully they accept and you need to send out your contract. Now contracts are another thing that we're going to cover another time on a mini training, but you should always have a contract. You are the freelancer. You're not an employee. Do not wait for them to give you a contract because that's the wrong way around. You need to be serving them with the contract. You're a service provider contracting your services to them. And you need to nail those payment terms and specifics. And contracts are all about covering yourself and protecting yourself. So don't be scared to send the contract. If the client comes back, as a business owner, they're probably used to negotiations and they might come back and say, I don't like this part. Is there anything we can do with this clause? That's okay. You can change stuff. It's your business and it's up to you whether you agree to the changes that they're asking for. So always send the contract first and then either along with it or following that very quickly, the invoice. And that's because in the payment terms of the contract, they're agreeing to pay something and it's either present tense, they're paying it at the same time basically, or they're paying it in the future. Never send the invoice first. They need to see what they're agreeing to in the contract and then go on to pay. And at that point, it's a great point to send a welcome pack. So again, this is something that we'll cover another time, but if you do send a welcome pack, that would be the time to send it out, as well as a kick-off call scheduler or an invite to book a call with you to get the plan of what's going to happen next for them. So that's your onboarding procedure. It's as simple as that. And obviously at those points in between, you might have questionnaires, you might have a pre-call questionnaire, you might have a full questionnaire before you do that kick-off call. Everybody's going to look slightly different, but they're the fundamentals of moving through from lead, discovery call, proposal, contract, invoice, welcome pack, kick-off call. But we'll look at all of those bits in detail on this series of mini trainings for you. I hope you found that really helpful. Jump over to my Instagram page, it's at Olivier Consultancy. I'll put the details in the little bit of blurb that goes along with this video, but come along because there's lots of trainings on business operations and how this can increase your revenue and free up your own time as well, and also how to manage your clients effectively. And for virtual assistants, it's really important to manage your own clients well, because you're the sort of shop front, the example for how your clients are going to have their business managed. You know, if you're not able to give a good service to your own client, how are you going to help them with their clients? So it's a really important thing to do, is to focus on your processes and your client experience as a virtual assistant.